The Detroit Pistons just got some awesome news, and we haven't even started training camp. Let's talk about it. My name is Aaron. This is the Daily Huddle. We talk sports, insights, rumors, analysis, whatever it might be. We're going to talk about it here. So do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe, comment below. I'll ask you to comment about something. Just comment. Appreciate it. Appreciate the dialogue. So anyways, we look at the Detroit Pistons. Last year was a train wreck. If you're a Detroit Pistons fan and you're watching, you're shaking your head, you're like, yes. Whatever, actually, train wreck, doused in gasoline, fire everywhere, nuke, everything, apocalypse, and that was about right. Sharknado, throw that in there too. Boom. That was the Detroit Pistons season. It was abysmal. It was hard to watch. The only upside would be if you bet against the Pistons most of the season, then you probably made a decent amount of money. Anyways, that's not financial advice. Don't take that advice. You never know. So anyways, the Detroit Pistons in this offseason, we haven't even gotten to training camp, which starts late September, and there's some Piston players who have been working out together, which is huge. And before I even get into that, I know you're probably thinking to yourself, how's that awesome news? It's awesome news because you look at a team last year that was downtrodden, that was rock bottom, and being able to say, hey, we need to pick ourselves up, we need to move on, and we need to turn the page to the next season. I think that is huge. That's very optimistic with a new head coach and Bickerstaff. I think that you have the Pistons have a lot of great things going forward. So those two players, the big dog, Cade Cunningham and Jaden Ivey. Now, again, what's interesting with this duo is there's been a lot of people who have said when it comes to the starting five, that who knows if these two people can truly play together. Two different guards, different styles of play. Obviously, Ivy is much more of a drive, quick, stuff like that. But I think they can coexist with each other, especially if you look at Bickerstaff coming from the Cavs and what he was able to do there. He was able to make it work with Donovan Mitchell and other guards in that system. So I think it definitely can work in Detroit. But anyways, these two working out together I think is very optimistic. It's taking leadership. It's taking it into their own hands. So I think this is, and as well, I'm a glass half full type of guy. So I think this is very, very optimistic for the organization. And especially for young players saying, hey, we want to step it up. We want to be leaders on this team. And we want to change this culture from a losing culture to a winning culture. And it starts by doing stuff just like this. And so I think also what's interesting, again, I talk about how people don't think that these two can actually thrive well together on a team. I want to put that to rest. And so I love this site right here. But comparing Jaden Ivey's, his average points, rebounds, assists while playing with Cade Cunningham. Now, what's interesting is they have only played 68 games together. Remember, Jaden Ivey's first season, Cade Cunningham was hurt. I believe he only played like 12 games that season. And so last year was really the only time that they played together. And so you look at the stats for Jaden Ivey going into this year being his third year in the league, averaging almost 14.5 points, just under 4 rebounds, and about 3.5 assists playing with Cade Cunningham. They can play together. They're still young. They still have a ton of potential. And that is what's crazy about the NBA. We expect a lot of these players to go in and just dominate. But I think being able to let them go in, figure things out, and they have to mesh, especially in basketball. You look at, if any of you are college basketball fans out there, you've seen so many times where there's been not experiments, but times where you have these big tier programs, let's say Duke, Kentucky, North Carolina, where they get all these 5-star recruits, and then they throw them in there. And a lot of times when they first start, they do not live up to everyone's expectations. That is because they have yet to mesh. And so they haven't even officially, I guess technically last year they played a full season together. So I think this year, all right, if they play a lot more together, there's going to be a lot more of that connectivity. They're going to be able to play well with each other, understand each other's games a lot better, especially doing these workouts. They're going to be able to do that as well. So I think that they're going to be able to thrive together, and it's going to be interesting to see as a whole what the starting five will be for the Pistons. But I think, again, this is two young players taking initiative and showing, hey, yeah, we're getting paid a ton of money. This is great, but we want to do well. We want to build a culture here. We want, what's sad is you look at the Detroit Pistons and you think back to their team when they had Ben Wallace, Rasheed Wallace, Tayshaun Prince, Chauncey Billups, Rip Hamilton, and then you go all the way back to the Bad Boys as well. They have rich tradition. And I think these guys see that and they want to develop that. You look at the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions literally went from rock bottom, nothing, trash. They hire a coach, brings the culture back, and now look at them. They were how far away from making it the Super Bowl last year, and then only going up from there when it comes to these upcoming seasons where they're cultivating talent, they're believing each other, and people want to come to Detroit. And so I think Cade Cunningham and Jaden Ivey doing this is doing just that. Hey, let's go out there, let's play. We do well, we do better, we create a great culture, and hopefully we can bring more talent in as well. But anyways, great stat right here as well. Depth chart, don't really care to talk about that. But then these are just some basic stats just because I'm a big stat type of guy. You look at Jaden Ivey averaging in 2 seasons in the NBA basically 16 points, which is awesome. Still has a lot about. He's 22 years old. Cade Cunningham, 22 years old. Young talent. Trust the process. Trust the process. I know, regardless if you like Bickerstaff or not, I think that he is, at this time, the right man for the job, being able to take these two young guards and see their strengths and be able to play them together where they can thrive. What do you guys think? Comment below. What are you most excited for when it comes to these two guards as well? What is another player that you are most excited when it comes to the Detroit Pistons that you are optimistic about, you're buying the stock on? We've talked about on this channel before, Ron Holland. I think that he's long, he's athletic. It'll be interesting to see how he plays, how he fits into the whole system. Again, he is more of attack the hoop type of player. A lot of people have argued that his three-point shot is not great. Again, he's young talent. When you have a great shooting coach that has just been brought into the organization, they can work on stuff like that. So I think the Pistons, they're rock bottom last year. Buy stock, they're going up. What do you think? Comment below. I appreciate you guys. My name's Aaron. This is Daily Huddle. Hit that subscription button. You guys rock. Peace.